Welcome back to Yankees Central. I'm David. I'm your host of this podcast or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, we're going to have a short one today. It's hot, and I've got enough air to keep me cooled off enough to pull out a quick video for this weekend's series up in Toronto. First of all, they did a really good job on the road thus far dealing with the Guardians slash Indians. I prefer to call them the Indians. I know that's not what they're called now, but they were that name for over 100 years, and for some reason they had to change it. But anyhow, they swept that series. I'm hoping they continue that luck with the Toronto Blue Jays. It's Weathers versus Yasavage, and looks like a pretty decent matchup. Not really sure. They give you kind of the down low as to how well these guys do against Weathers. And pretty much you can see Springer hasn't had enough at bats really to no, just three at bats. There really hasn't been anybody that's knocked the cover off the ball other than Springer. And as I was saying, he's only got three at bats, so it's not a good enough sample size. Same thing could be said about Yankees lineup versus uh, Savage. So that being said, I hope it'll be interesting. 7:30 something start on tonight. Saturday start is like at 3 o'clock, and I think Sundays is at 1 o'clock. So let's look at the preview coming down the pike. Weathers tonight, Cam Schlittler tomorrow at 3, Will Warren to close it out, and then they're back at home, which the Monday will be the getaway day, travel day, if you will, and then Tuesday, Yankees are at home, and they come in, and the Chicago White Sox come in. It's good to see, um, what's his name for the first time this year? I can't think of his name, the Japanese guy. Oh, he's on the injured list, so I guess we won't be seeing him. I gotta, if you ever want to know how somebody's name is pronounced, just go to this site, I tell you. So it's Murakami Kami-sama. There we go. I did the best I could with it. It's not much I could say. But anyway, that's what's coming down the pike. Not really anybody too hot right now as what's his name is finally waking up, Jazz Chisholm. And the Yankees are in first place too. I don't want to forget that. They're first place tied with Tampa. So anyway, Goldschmidt's been hot, and thankfully he's had a lot of lefties to face. So I'm thinking, regardless, because they're down a DH, they're down a right fielder, I'm thinking Goldschmidt's going to play somewhere, either first or DH. And same thing with Ben Rice. And Jazz Chisholm, 232 average. He's got to get that shit up there. There's no way that's going to be acceptable. This guy was supposed to hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases. What a jackass for him kind of making a declaration that that's going to be his goal this summer. He was going to do that. It's like, good luck, dude. You just freaking hang a target over your head. Like, nonsense numbers on a free agent year. So far, you've been pretty lousy. You've had glimpses of what you can do. But if you don't pick it up soon, I don't see the Yankees hanging on to him at trade deadline. I think they'll jettison him somewhere else and, try to balance the lineup a little bit better. Maybe another righty in there, a righty second baseman that can field. I don't know. They got some people in the minor leagues. They got a guy at short right now who could easily slide over there, even though he's kind of up and down all the time. And that guy's Volpe. He's never played second, but I think he'd be a better second baseman than he would be a shortstop. His arm as good as it is, he injured it last year. I think it was his left shoulder he injured. But still, maybe he'd be better off having a lower throw, or not a lower throw, but a shorter throw from second. But I don't know. Well, we don't know what's in their minds. I don't know what's in their minds. But I know it's on my mind. We need more consistent offense from our guys, and we're not getting it. But it's just the way it goes, right? Let's see what the Yankees have on their. Um, oh, I do this Yankees trivia puzzle thing. I do that almost daily. I have forgotten recently. But this is the Yankees transaction. Max Fried, expected return to be determined, but he's been out a month now, so one would think that he's got to be pretty close to rehab, I would think. But they're just being careful because it is a pitcher, and he's a lefty pitcher, so that's even more of a commodity nowadays. Dominguez, I'd like to see him back in the lineup, preferably in um, right field or center field. I think he's better center fielder. I think he just doesn't know how to do the angles in left. He's a center fielder in the minors. I don't know if he's a long-term asset out in left field, but cervical headaches. Underwent testing. That's for Austin Wells. Complaining of issue and headaches. Negative resume activities. Well, let's put it this way. Maybe that explains his crappy play the last X amount of months. And of course, we know Clark Schmidt is definitely not coming back for a bit. It's probably around the same timeline that you'd get Judge back. Um, and of course, Stanton, maybe mid June. Well, guess what? We're almost mid June. So I don't know. It'd be nice to have him back in there. Lewis Heel, I could care less about him. He is way too erratic to be a long term solution as a starter, in my opinion. It might work as a reliever, but I don't know. He's got to figure out how to make better pitches. And of course, we've got, if there's a righty in there, which I believe this guy is, that's pitching for Toronto, I could see Spencer Jones and right. I think that's his best position, especially with Judge going down. So I don't know, but we can actually check this article out by Goldy, or it's about Goldy. Henry Palatella wrote it, and I think he's got a good 2 or 3 more years left in him if he's a part-time player. Um, if he does the whole season kind of thing, you're going to see a batting average pretty anemic. But just facing mostly left-handers, occasional start at first, I think he's a very good offense player for the Yankees. Overexpose him at this point because he is older. Bat speed has slowed a little bit, but you get him against a good lefty that he knows how to hit against, he's going to do some damage. But anyway, if you want to read that in full, you can pause it. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer. That's what Will Warren's saying. He's borderline. But anyway, I think that's where we're going to run it today. I say good luck. I'm hoping the Yankees take 2 out of 3. I would love a sweep of the Blue Jays, but you know how it is. It's hard to predict these things. I mean, I was saying in a couple videos ago about Judge, he's going to approach 400. And I did say he has a history of injuries, and I didn't want to jinx him, but guess what? The injury bug has hit him. So that's a question mark still on the 40 home runs or the 400 home runs this season for Judge. He could still do it. If he comes back in August, let's say, when he has a good 6 weeks, a good 6 week run, he could do that. It's highly unlikely, but this is Judge we're talking about. So anyway, that's going to leave it right there. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Probably the next time will be um, before the when the next series comes up. They're at home, that much I know. It just tells you don't get old. Chicago. So it's Chicago. So it'll probably be that Monday. We'll do a video then or something close to it. With that being said, we will see you next time. Take it easy.
The Yankees win! The Yankees win! The Yankees win! The Yankees win!